channel Advanced Technology by Rana. In this training series, where we have the implementation of PaloAlto firewall and Cisco Catalyst switches, we have also the implementation of wireless controller. If you recall my network diagram, or if you check the playlist where I make the infrastructure diagram, I place the wireless controller as well in my DMZ zone. So the wireless controller is also part of the implementation. So let's start discussing about the wireless controller. First thing, we'll see why do we need a wireless controller. A wireless LAN controller used with other devices to help monitor and manage access points in bulk by the administrator. And the thing, they are able to observe on the devices the hardware status, the situation of the ports, and a summary of access points connected anytime in your network. In short, wireless controller help to manage the access point if you have in the bulk capacity and where you want to do the centralized management of the access point. Now, what is the benefit of Cisco wireless controller? The main benefit of using Cisco wireless controller is that it is very easy to manage and easy to handle, and it is comfortable for the network perspective and for the wireless perspective. It's mean the commands which you are using on the switches or on the firewall or even on the wireless controller, which is by the Cisco, is almost similar. So you do not need to make an effort to remember the commands for the configuration in between the network and your wireless controller. Okay, so now we have the implementation of wireless 9800 series controllers. The 9800 series controller is a new series introduced by the Cisco, and they are best for the campus deployment with the flexible of copper fiber uplinks. And it is easily managed up to 250 or 300 access points with 5,000 of clients in your infrastructure or in your network. Another thing, it gives you 5 GB of throughput. So this is the wireless controller which we are going to deploy, and I will show you. This have the 4 ports, which is 1/1 gigabit ports, along with 2 10 gigabit uplinks as SFP ports, and then there is the USB capacity available to copy the image or the upgrade firmware, and then there is the console port or the virtual port to manage it, and then we have the SP and RP port. Okay, so this is the introduction about the 9800 series wireless controller. Other than this one, we have the access point, which is 1832i, and this is the new series of the access point, and we will configure this access point along with this wireless controller in our network. So let's connect to this we'll connect to this wireless controller, and we will configure the basic setup, and I will show you what will happen when first time you connect with the Cisco wireless controller and how you do the basic configuration, and we will do the firmware upgrade as well. So let's start our implementation by logging to the wireless controller for the configuration and the firmware upgrade. I will share my screen and I will connect it with the wireless controller. So guys, I will connect the wireless controller with the console port, and I will do the power up. I will connect with the console. The initializing is started for the very first time. It will take approximate 3 minutes to normalize, and then it will ask about the initial configuration, about the interfaces, the management IP address, virtual IP address, and the SSIDs. So we'll see what option we will select in the CLI and which option we will do from the GUI. Okay, so now the controller is normalized, and the first thing it asks about that would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog box. So this is the similar as to Cisco switch or router. When you started for the first time, it will ask the same prompt window. Okay, so there is no difference in the wireless controller as well. So I will say it. Would you like to enter? Yes, I want the setup to be run. This is a wireless controller basic setup. Continue with device management interface setup. I will say yes. IP of the interfaces, I will make it yes. IP address of this interface, I will put it 192.168.1.1 for now. Subnet mask, I will mention 255.255.255.0. Okay. Now it's saying that enter the interface name to configure. I will select gigabit Ethernet 0. This gigabit Ethernet 0 IP is the same for your SP port. Okay, service port. This is your service port on the top right. Okay, so I will put this one gigabit Ethernet 0. VLAN ID, I will just mention for now 192. Configure IP on the interface, I will say no. Configure static route, I will say no. Enter the management username, I'll put it admin. So the this one I'll make it admin. Okay. If I want to do some changes, I can select here, go to iOS prompt or return to the setup window. Okay. So for me, it's okay. May select the option 2. I will just enter and it will save the configuration. Now I will connect with the same port, which is the service port, with my Ethernet. I will remove the console now and I will do remaining work from the GUI. Okay, my IP is 192.168.10. So I will change this IP. Oh, it's okay. It's one. The wireless is, I believe, yes, wireless is 10. Okay. So I will ping this one 192.168.1.1. Okay. The default IP on the wireless controller is 1.1. This IP you can get information from the product release notes as well. Okay. So I will just close this one. 192.168.1.1. admin. Okay, the welcome screen is there. So it's asking me to do the DNAC cloud onboarding day 0 visit. So I will not do for the cloud setup in the Catalyst 90, the wireless 9800 series wireless controller can be work on the cloud as well. Okay, but I will do a bit with the LAN setup. The first thing it asking me about the deployment mode. It's a standalone, it is active or standby. If I have only one controller, I will select standalone. If I have two and I want to work as active standby, then the first one will be active and the second I will connect as a standby. For my setup, I will make it as a standalone. Country, I will select here. I'll select my country, SA. Okay. I can check from here. From here, I can select as well. Okay, SA is a Saudi. So the date is already correct. time is okay. And NTP server, I can skip this one, or I can enter the Google NTP server as well. And I don't want to do any radius configuration. Now come to the service port setting. Okay, this is the service port where I'm right now connected on the Ethernet. So the IP is I already configure 192.168.1.1. The next static routing I will not put it because this is the optional. Wireless management setting, the port number, let me check in the diagram. I put it gigabit 1. Okay, so I will select the gigabit 1 to connect with my aggregation switch. Okay, so this way it is connect with my aggregation. So I will put it 001. Okay, and the VLAN will be 240. Okay, I'll use 240 VLAN as my third octet. And wireless management IP, I'll make it 10 to 20 240.250. Okay, so 250 is my IP. Subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. Default gateway I put it 220.240.1. I'll make it next. Wireless network setting, I will not do any setting right now. I'll make it next. And this is the advanced setting. I will not do any configuration at this moment. I'll make it summary. This is the summary for my configuration. Okay, and this is the wireless network setting and advanced setting. So I will not do anything. I'll just make it finish. Okay, so automatically it took me to the GUI, admin. So this is the dashboard for my wireless controller, and my iOS version is 17.3.6. Okay, I believe I have to upgrade the iOS. So let's see some of the setting, and then we'll go for the firmware upgrade. So this is the main dashboard, and then there is a monitoring tab, almost same as the other wireless controller have the similar. Okay, so this is the configuration for my whole wireless. We will explore this option when we'll do the configuration, and this is the monitoring. So let's do the upgrade for the firmware. I'll go to the Cisco website, and I'll go here with the wireless controller, product and support, softwares. Wireless. From here, I'll go to the wireless. This is my wireless 9800. Okay, so there are two, one based on for the cloud and one for the LAN. I will select this one. Downloads. This is my model LF. Okay. I'll go to the iOS XE all release. So Bengaluru 17.6.4 with the static, it is the recommended firmware for wireless controller. Okay, I already downloaded this firmware, and it is 17.6.4. Okay, so now I'll go to the wireless controller. I'll go to the configuration or administration, software management. Okay, so I found option here, upgrade mode, install or bundle. I'll go with the install option. Transport mode is my desktop because I already downloaded it. I can do with the help of SFTP or FTP as well, but this method is no more used right now because you need a TFTP server, then the LAN cable. So why not go with the easiest way? I will select the file. This is wireless controller 1764. Okay, I will do it, download and install. Giving me the option, do you want to proceed, yes or no? I'll make it yes. Okay, so now what I will do now, it will take some time. Here is the option for the status. I can see from here as well, or I can see with the logs as well. When I do the show logs, it will show me the CLI process, which is continue with the upgrade. So I will open this one. Okay. Once it is upgraded in the last, it will show me the successful message. So this is the only process to upgrade the firmware in the wireless controller. Very easy, very straightforward, no hard rules. Okay, it will just take few minutes, and once it uploaded, it will give you the final message for the successful upgrade. And it will do the upgrade one by one. Let's see this process. So guys, the install add-on active is started right now. It will initialize, it's copy the firmware to the flash of the in my chassis. Okay, and then it is checking for the members. If I have more than active standby, so it will do the upgrade on the both. So it is just check, and it will proceed with my standalone upgrade. Okay, so one add package on the chassis, and this is the image 1764. So finally, this is successfully installed, and I got the final message that success install add active commit. Okay, on the same time, if you see on this side, it is also finished, and the download is done now. We have successfully upgraded the firmware. I will close this log window, and I will save the configuration and do reload. At the same time, if you see here in the manage side, I can do the rollback as well. So there is option available. Okay, and I can remove the old files for the firmware, which was 17.3.6. So it's restarted successfully. So now my firmware is 17.6.4, the latest one. I'll go in the configuration, in the administration. I'll go to the software management. Okay, so I have free space available. If I want to remove the inactive files, which is right now no longer in the boot flash, okay, the old IOS I can remove as well. I can roll back as well. So I will remove the files, inactive file image, okay, to make the space available. I can do this one, no issue. If I click on show logs, it will show me the status for removing the inactive files from my flash. It is always recommended to remove the inactive files from your flash to keep the space available. Okay, so this is come from the best practice. So guys, finally our iOS firmware upgrade is done now, and further things we will come back to our infrastructure. Now in the next video, we will start configuring our WAN router and our aggregation switch as per my given diagram, which I already shared with you. And then we will place the PaloAlto firewall, and we will do how we'll do the configuration for the PaloAlto to configure with my infrastructure, and we'll come to the controller side as well on the wireless controller. So this is our lab for today. I hope you have enjoyed this video and you have learned how to upgrade the firmware on the wireless controller side. So please don't forget to subscribe and like this channel, and take care. Allah Hafiz.